They cuffed her at my gate, while the sun was barely up bare feet on the gravel. Perfect blouse, smeared with dust, screaming that my land belonged to her, that the HOA would fix this mistake, while deputies pulled boxes of forged papers out of her shiny white SUV. I didn't shout, didn't gloat. I just held my coffee, watched the red condemned sticker she'd slapped on my gate flutter in the wind, and thought all of this started because I bought 3 acres they never owned. If you've never seen someone's little paper kingdom collapse in their own driveway, trust me, it's quieter than you'd think. And somehow that silence cuts deeper than any argument. When I bought that land outside the Sun Mesa Ridge community in Arizona, I wasn't looking for drama. I was looking for quiet, for a place to rebuild after a divorce, and years of rentals and motels, living out of boxes because I never trusted anything to last. I wanted a piece of dirt that was mine, clean and simple, somewhere I could actually exhale. So I did what most people don't think they have to do. I checked everything. County maps, zoning ordinances, plat lines. I sat in that office until my back hurt, making sure that parcel sat outside the HOA boundary in official ink. No dues, no board, no committee, deciding if my porch chair matched my siding. When construction started, it felt like breathing again. Trucks rolling in at sunrise. Generator humming my boots in my own dust. The frame of my future house coming up out of the ground. Nothing flashy, just solid walls. A metal roof. A wide porch facing the desert, so I could drink my coffee and listen to the wind instead of someone else's TV. Through thin apartment walls. Day 2, just after lunch, I saw the white SUV for the first time, easing down my drive like a shark in shallow water. Out steps this woman, who looked like she ironed her soul blonde bob sunglasses. Blouse embroidered with the HOA logo clipboard, tucked like a weapon. No hello, no welcome, just I'm Karen West, president of the Sun Mesa Ridge Homeowners Association. You're in violation of our community standards. All unapproved construction must stop immediately. I tell her calm as I can. Ma'am, this land isn't part of your HOA. I've got city permits and county records. You don't have authority here. And she gives me that slow, pitying smile, like I'm a kid who doesn't get how the world works, and says, all adjoining properties fall under review for aesthetic compliance. Your equipment is unsightly. Your crew has not signed visitor agreements. We expect cooperation. I feel my ears heat up. Still trying to be decent, I say. You're trespassing. Please leave. She scribbles on her clipboard note something like hostile, and leaves in a cloud of dust. That was my welcome. 2 mornings later, the generator cuts out mid-swing. My electrician walks over holding a bright notice, service terminated by utility authority, which is wild because we weren't even fully connected. I call the power company. They tell me they have a termination request from your homeowners association, violation of restrictions, parcel number exactly right. I say slow, so I don't start yelling. There is no homeowners association on that parcel, and that is the moment it stops feeling like annoyance and starts feeling like a setup. Then come the inspectors one after another, noise complaint a waste, environmental hazard. Each one leaving empty-handed, we're muttering. These reports are all from the same HOA number, giving me that look that says good luck, man. On the Sun Mesa online board, someone posts a zoomed-in photo of me, hammering labeled, suspicious man. Building illegal structure near community. Comments calling me unstable criminal, whispering about drugs and stolen equipment, talking about protecting our families. And under it, neat as a signature. Karen writes, the HOA is coordinating with authorities, remain vigilant. You watch strangers build a fake version of you, and then act like it's truth. Yeah, that happened. And it hits different when it's your name they're playing with. That night, I stopped trying to win arguments in the driveway and started building a record. I pulled every file from the purchase, checked the deeds and maps, again still clean. The next morning, I sat under flickering lights at the Maricopa County Recorder's office while a clerk ran my parcel. He frowned, printed, slid a page to me. It was an annexation form filed last month, quietly dragging my parcel into Sun Mesa Ridge HOA with my signature on it, and a notary stamp from a man who the clerk said had been dead for years. My name wrong. Strokes wrong. Slant like someone trying to be me with a shaking hand. That anger came in cold, not loud, like weight settling on my chest. "That's a felony," the clerk said low. "You should talk to a lawyer." So I did. My lawyer, Dana, flipped through the stack, listened without interrupting, then said, "Okay, from this second on, you stop arguing with her face-to-face. People who forge documents are not confused. They're counting on you to lose your temper instead of keep receipts. We challenge the annexation. We send this to the county attorney and the state, and you document everything." So I did that too. Cameras went up, visible ones, and one small infrared aimed at my gate and my electrical panel. I wrote down badge numbers, plate numbers, dates, times, saved every letter and email. When Karen's SUV rolled past, when another fine showed up threatening a lien from an HOA that had no legal claim to my land, I didn't take the bait. I just added it to the file. Some nights I'd sit at my tiny kitchen table, stack of papers on one side, cheap coffee on the other, thinking if this is how hard I have to work just to keep what I already legally own, how many people fold before it gets this far. Then came the night everything lined up. 1:42 a.m. My phone buzzes motion at the gate. I open the camera feed and watch two guys in reflective vests walk up like they own the place. Bolt cutters in hand, no marked truck in sight. They cut my chain roll, the gate, slap a big red condemned county order sticker on my panel, take pictures, head out. 10 minutes later, that same white SUV pulls in. Karen steps out in a windbreaker and Jean's flashlight, and phone pointing, directing, posing like she's leading an official shutdown of some threat. The only thing she doesn't see is the little black camera 5 feet away, recording her in perfect detail. By sunrise, that footage is in Dana's inbox, the sheriff's inbox, and attached to an email to a county investigator. A real deputy and a real inspector meet me at the property. The inspector glances at the sticker and says, "We don't use this form." The deputy watches the video, jaw tight, and goes, "That's your HOA president, and those are not county officers." Turns out the county already had a folder on Sun Mesa Ridge, complaints about shady fines and intimidation. Nothing concrete enough to move on. My forged annexation, my logs, my night video that was concrete. After that, it wasn't just me versus Karen. It was the state versus whatever she thought she was running. Subpoenas hit the HOA office boxes, came out full of annexations, violations, collections. Investigators matched forged notices with deposits, traced fake seals and letterheads back to the same printer, the same signatures. Through it all, Karen doubled down in public, talking about protecting the community, even sending me a cease and desist letter accusing me of defamation. Dana replied, with one short page listing the statutes Karen might want to look up, and directed all future contact through the prosecutor. The last time Karen showed up at my gate, it felt like the universe giving her one more chance to quit. Midday, people out walking, delivery vans passing. She comes back with another chain and another red sticker. plus some guy filming vertical like it's heroic content. Before she can finish, 2 sheriff's cars roll up. She smiles like finally backup until the deputy steps out with papers in hand and starts reading charges instead of thank yous. Forgery, falsification of records impersonating officials, harassment, conspiracy. She points at me yelling that I'm dangerous, that this is community property, that they're making a mistake. The investigator holds up the real county plat, with my parcel highlighted outside their line, holds up stills from the night vision footage. Her directing the whole fake operation. There's this split second where Karen realizes nobody is buying the act anymore. The street goes quiet, and the only sound is the cuffs clicking. That tiny sound was the end of months of games. Court was not glamorous. It was methodical. Emails, bank records, fake annexations. My footage, the dead notary all lined up. Her lawyers tried miscommunication, administrative error, over-enthusiastic volunteers. The judge didn't look impressed. In the end, she was barred from any HOA position. Hit with probation community service restitution, and the association she'd twisted lost its teeth. My land stayed mine. My house went up simple and solid big porch. No board meetings about my porch lights. No one timing how long my trash can sat at the curb. People ask if I felt triumphant watching her walk past me in cuffs, that first morning dust on her ankles, yelling that this wasn't over. Honestly, what I felt most was relief that I hadn't tried to out-scream her, that I'd out-documented her. Instead, that the boring path, cameras, copies, calm, beat the shiny SUV and clipboard. And yeah, some anger that one person with a title could flip my life upside down for that long before anyone stepped in. Because if I didn't have a construction background, a stubborn streak, and a lawyer who cared that forged signature might have stuck. This is the part where I know some of you will argue. I don't think every HOA is a villain. I think power unchecked and dressed up as community standards is dangerous in the wrong hands, and people like Karen use fear and paperwork to grab what was never theirs. Some of you watching are on boards and do it right. Some of you are dealing with your own version of this right now. So tell me in the comments, where do you draw the line between protecting a neighborhood and controlling your neighbors? Would you trust a board like hers after hearing this? And have you ever had an HOA, a landlord, or any petty authority try to bully you with fake rules, scare letters, or bogus threats? Drop your story below. Call it out, hit like. If you think people need to see how far these games can go, share this with someone who might be quietly getting pushed around. And tell me honestly, in this story, whose side are you on? The guy holding the coffee, or the one hiding behind the clipboard?